Hi guys, I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm like really big into cartoons, and I'm kind of experimenting on this channel to see not only what I like doing, but what also works when it comes to views and all that. So I saw this post today on Trayvon Rise and Fall Nick's Twitter account about cartoons that ended this year. I just kind of want to talk about these cartoons and why I think they ended and the circumstances they ended in and all of that. So we're going to start with Amphibia. Now Amphibia is actually like really a good show. Like it has a good story and good characters, and it's actually funny. And apparently, if you look here on this list, the stuff that has like a little asterisk symbol at the end is stuff that didn't actually have a definitive ending. It was just outright canceled. Now I'm happy to inform you that Amphibia did actually have a definitive ending, which I'm definitely not surprised about, because that's a cartoon that seemed like it was planned out from the very start, and actually, like, from what I hear, actually had good viewership, especially towards the end. So yeah, that one's good. That one's nice. Same thing with kind of thing with Kid Cosmic. Now, if you don't know what Kid Cosmic is, it's a cartoon created by Craig McCracken, who, if you don't know, who is the guy behind the Powerpuff Girls, and a cartoon called Wander Over Yonder that sadly got canceled. It didn't really have a definitive ending, but I'm happy to inform you that Kid Cosmic actually did, so that's good. And this next one, yeah, I think you all recognize that name. Good old Arthur the Aardvark, based on those old children's books. And the show has been running for probably longer than I've been alive. Like, very possibly. Like, I was born in like 93 or so. I was born in 93. Why did I say or so? Like, I don't know my own birthday. Yeah, I was born in 93, and I'm pretty sure Arthur came out even before that. Like, Arthur's ran for like a ridiculously long time, to the point where a lot of people didn't even know they were making new episodes until it was close to ending. Yep, it did actually have an ending. Also, DW became a cop, which is hilarious, because that just makes perfect sense, considering she was already a snitch to begin with. Also, our adult Arthur just kind of looks like Peanut Butter Gamer. At least that's what I've seen. Like, I've seen like memes about that. But anyway, next one is Close Enough, which, if you don't know, was created by J.G. Quintel, who is the guy behind Regular Show. Yeah, Regular Show is just hilarious. Just an iconic, like, early 2010s cartoon. So good. Like, right, like, on this, like, about on the same level as Adventure Time. Well, almost, I should say. Yeah, that show was good. I remember it got a definitive ending, but sadly Close Enough didn't. At least it was close enough, am I right? Yeah, anyway, next cartoon on this list is a cartoon called It's Pony, which aired on Nickelodeon. Now, Nickelodeon is just kind of a funny case, because there's only like 2 cartoons that they air all the time, which is SpongeBob, of course, and The Loud House. So, yeah, they kind of threw that one in the dumpster, sadly. In the sad old Nicktoon graveyard. But anyway, next one is Casa Grandes, which is a bit more surprising because it's a spin-off of The Loud House, but also, like, not surprising because, like, this is just my opinion. I'm just gonna throw my 2 cents in here for this, but Loud House just isn't really that good. Like, it was funny for, like, the first, like, couple episodes, but, like, I think the big difference between The Loud House and SpongeBob is that, like, they're both pretty basic premises when you put them down to their core. Like, SpongeBob is about talking sea creatures, and The Loud House is about a kid, a little boy with 10 sisters. And yeah, like we haven't seen that concept a million times before. Like, remember the movie Cheaper by the Dozen? It's basically that, but in the form of a cartoon. Like, it's so big. And also, I think it's the fact that it's grounded in reality. Like, to the point where when they actually do explore mysticism, like I'm pretty sure they did in the movie, it just comes off as like it came out of nowhere, like it's out of place. But yeah, it's just gonna kind of stay kind of sort of grounded in reality, which just kind of makes the show boring. Also, all the girls besides maybe Luna are all just stereotypes. Like, that's all they are. And even with Luna, her being like the rock star girl, the only other character trait is that she's bisexual. And that's literally it. Like, nothing else. Anyway, so yeah, Casa Grande was basically a spin-off, but the love interest for Lincoln, who's like some Mexican girl, I forget her, Alani, I think that, no, I actually can't remember her name, but yeah, it's basically The Loud House, but Mexican, so that's cool, at least, but yeah, sadly, that didn't take off like The Loud House did, so, yeah. Anyway, next is Ninjago, which is another show that ran for a long ass time, albeit not nearly as long as Arthur did. So, yeah. It's kind of crazy how long Ninjago lasted, considering that it's a Lego cartoon. That, from what I understand, it's like the Lego movie, and the fact that it uses actual Legos, but uses like CG for like the characters themselves, like to move them around and move their faces and all that. Like, I imagine that's an expensive ass show to make. So the fact that it lasted as long as it did is just astounding. Like, I'm pretty sure the cartoon came out in like 2010 or 2011 or something like that, and it just ended this year. That is actually nuts. But yeah, next is Victor and Valentino, which is basically just like a show about like these two Mexican dudes, little Mexican kids, who ended up falling into like these like mystical adventures, and yeah, and it was like good for like the first. I actually did watch quite a bit of it. The first season was actually pretty good, and then the second season, I'll only watch one episode of the second season, I'll admit, but it was terrible. Like, I barely even remember what happened. Like, it's not even that it was like too like fast that I couldn't pay attention. It was just boring and uninteresting. But that was just one episode. Maybe there was like episodes that were actually good in season 2, but the one I watched wasn't. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that one didn't get a definitive ending, sadly. So yeah, and elf or Hispanic people. Although then again, from what I've seen, Hispanic viewers didn't even really like the show that much for the most part. Although I'm not Mexican, so I can't talk. But yeah, from what are the people, a lot of the Mexican or like Hispanic people I've seen online don't really seem to like it. But anyway, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, which I'm not surprised that a movie tie-in show got a definitive ending. That part doesn't surprise me. What does surprise me is that it's actually like it was actually good. Like I saw like the first almost the first 2 seasons of it, and it's It's real good, especially for a movie tie-in cartoon. Like, we haven't really had it much in terms of movie tie-in cartoons since like the 90s. And whenever they do it, they are usually straight to streaming, just like Jurassic World Camera Cretaceous, but they always end up failing. Like, I know there's like a Fast and Furious cartoon on Netflix, and it's terrible. So yeah. Anyway, next is Duncanville, which is like one of those adult cartoons. I haven't seen a single episode of that, but from what I hear, like from the people who did watch it, it was actually like pretty good. Like, the art style is basically kind of just looks like Brickleberry a little bit, which doesn't sound promising because a lot of damn near everyone I see hates Brickleberry. And then of course Brickleberry had the other show, Paradise PD, which I thought was kind of funny, but not that funny, and a lot of people didn't like that either, so yeah. Anyway, and Duncanville didn't get a definitive ending, sadly. I don't know how much it really matters, because it's an adult comedy, so I doubt it really had much continuity, but yeah, that's still sad. Anyway, there's Q-Force, which, yeah, gay superheroes. That's like all it is. So, yeah. I'm not surprised, nor do I really care that it didn't get a definitive ending. Now, if there are anyone in my viewers that want to tell me that Q-Force was actually good, please explain why in the comments that you think it's good. But I doubt there's going to be a single soul trying to convince me the show was good. And yeah. Anyway, next is Young Justice, which, yeah, they actually brought that back for a while on HBO Max, I think, and because of the whole BS with HBO Max and David Zaslav, who works with Discovery, with that whole merger, he took down a whole bunch of shit, and I'm pretty sure Young Justice was like one of the things that got just ripped from existence, basically. So yeah, that didn't get a definitive ending. Also, Warner Brothers has kind of been a lot of shit anyway, because they lied to their shareholders saying that they had like 10 million more subscribers than they actually had. So yeah, they're like in the middle of like a class action lawsuit against them. So yeah, not looking good for Warner Brothers, sadly, which sucks because they're the people who own Cartoon Network, although Cartoon Network's not exactly in a great spot themselves. Anyway, Final Space. This one is probably the most painful one. One, because I haven't seen it. Two, because I've heard it's really good. And three, because it's the most painful show to find and view in existence. Like, if you don't know, like, season 1 aired on TBS for whatever reason, and then season 2 aired on Adult Swim, which just creates a whole mess of complications. Like, if you, for some weird reason, have cable, like, if you go to cable on demand, yeah, I think, like, at this point, you have to, like, pay for season 1 on the TBS side, and then, like, the second season is free. It's just a mess. So I'm not surprised I didn't get a definitive ending, but it's really sad, because I hear that show was really good. Anyway, Midnight Gospel. It was, that one was created by Pendleton Ward, and it's literally, like, a cartoon invented specifically for stoners, and no one else. So I'm not surprised that show didn't get a definitive ending. It's not like people are gonna care if they're high anyway. And next is Little Ellen, which was Ellen DeGeneres' cartoon. So yeah, not surprised by that at all, that it didn't get a definitive ending, because from what I understand, the show got bashed online, and not even really because Ellen DeGeneres was a part of it, but because it has the word little in the title, like Little Bill, Bill Cosby. Yeah, enough said. So, yeah. yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through all of this with you guys. Just tell me in the comments what you think, and yeah, see ya.